Can you even estimate how many people must be watching this Ganga Aarti at two places? Well, this would be in lakhs, and this is a normal day every evening. So imagine what could be here on a typical Sunday or a holiday or even a major festival day. Okay, so we begin our final trip, the Ghat walk from this point. Which is the Shitla Ghat, and this will be next to the most famous Dashashrameva Ghat. So here is what it looks like during the Aarti. It's going to begin shortly. But we do have to reach back to the other end towards Assi Ghat. So that's why we need to leave this place, because this is a very long drawn thing. It can go on for at least an hour, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, the pre-Aarti, and after that the main Aarti. So this is, I can count, the third place where Ganga Aarti is being prepared for. But I don't think there is much. There's just one person sitting over there. So this is the next Ghat. Now this is the Ahilya Ghat. Again a very famous Ghat, but not as popular and glamorous as the one which is there where the Ganga Aarti is being held. So basically what we shall do is we can take a quick walk along the different ghats, and it is not too far away from the Assi Ghat where we have to finish. There's another popular bathing point. Now this is the perfect example where a ghat has been given to a private entity for running. So this is the Darbhanga Ghat, and along with it is this massive pillars and walls of stone. But there is a hotel inside, and that is why this is one of the best maintained ghats. It's a super luxury 5-star hotel inside. Next to it comes the Rana Ghat, which is again built like a fortress. And another photographer friendly site. And the bathing point over here, it seems, is popular with the locals. Yes, they are enjoying the water amidst the heat of the day. Now the light over here has dimmed, the daylight that is, and these bright yellow lights have come up. I just hope that the dancing light problem doesn't come up, but let's see. So here it is, another series of ghats.
अरे बोला हाँ या ना मेरा डिसाइड क्या था हम कभी
Now this is the next ghat, and the feature of this place is that, okay, firstly the name of this ghat is Pandey Ghat, and the feature of this place is this beautiful cafe which is overlooking the river banks. That's the cafe. There was a bit of a dark patch over there in between, which is why we had stopped. I had stopped filming, and that's the series of ghats right in the front, though it will not be possible to look so closely because of this GoPro which I'm using. And then the series of ghat begins once again. This is one of the most beautiful ghat as far as the graphics are concerned. There are some graphics painted on the wall and down below, which I have clicked a few pictures on the other side. Otherwise there is some restoration work going on, and that's about all. But the couple of ghats which are coming ahead are more interesting. Now, before we reach there, let me narrate a story. It is the time when Aurangzeb had ordered the destruction of all the temples in Kashi. So his trusted sardars and all the generals decided to carry out his orders, and because of his terror, he not only destroyed the temples, he also destroyed the Vedic schools which were running by the different Brahmins. And the Brahmins, they fled from Varanasi and they went to south. Now after that, it was the Pandits from Maharashtra and Karnataka who decided to revive the Vedic schools and the temples in Kashi, and they migrated in those days from their respective small hometowns and villages to Kashi to continue the propagation of Hindu religion. There's a famous story of these 5 Brahmin families who migrated from their native place to Kashi, and their great grandson is Gaga Bhatt, the one who carried out the coronation of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So it is since those times that people from distant south has been regarding Kashi as the adobe or the home of Shiva. So there are quite a few ghats which have a lot of visitors from South India. So there are people from Karnataka, they are from Kerala, they are from Tamil Nadu, all of them. They come all this way. They mostly come in summers. That's the interesting part. And they come here in large numbers, and this ghat which is coming up is full of South Indian devotees. I mean, this ghat is one of the most crowded ones. And there is a temple over here. The markings are in a South Indian language which I don't know, but I'll get it translated. As you can see from their dress and language, these are all South Indians. They're waiting for the Aarti to begin. They're all sitting over here. And this is the scene since late evening. So this is Kedar Ghat, a very beautiful ghat with lot of graphics and wall painting. And there are 2 temples over here. So that's it. These are the 2 South Indian temples on top of the ghats. And now this is the end of the first phase, one stretch. And we are headed towards Harishchandra Ghat, wherein I would have to switch off the GoPro because that is a cremation ground. And the light is really dim over here. And at any given time there are always a few of the bodies which are burning over here which is why, as a mark of respect, I'm not going to film or shoot pictures over here.